Hi, we're at day 5. How exciting is that? I do hope you've enjoyed the 5-day return to self and that you have built up on day 1's activity, which was recording gratitudes. You know, gratitude's the foundation of my business, it's the foundation of my life. And with gratitude in your heart and in your life, then it just helps for us to be able to step into acceptance and detachment, which is the rest of the power of 3. Now, this week's been all about you discovering and returning back to yourself, to your true self. We're born with the ability to not compare ourselves to anybody else. We just do what we do. We're just like all the nature that we see out there. We see like trees grow. They do exactly what they're meant to do. They take the nurture and nature from the ground. They drink the water from the ground. They grow. They do exactly what they're meant to do. They don't compare themselves to the tree and the next to them in the wood and go, oh, that one's a bit braver than me. That one's not bendy as much as me. That's reaching for the sun better than me. At all. They just do exactly what they're meant to do. And that is what we are born to do. We are born to follow our own path, but we get distracted. We get distracted with stuff what's outside, with the people and situations telling us what we should be doing, what we can't do, where we should be going, how we should react to things. And we forget, and don't forget, we also bring in self-doubt and how should we be doing this? How should we be doing that? We're not doing it as good as them, and we bring that comparison in. So hopefully you have started to look at things a little bit differently. You've become more independent. You've been able to trust your intuition more, and you've been able to sever the ties of comparing yourself to others, of thinking that you should do things in a certain way. It all takes time to build up, and the habits that need to be built on and need to be continued. So don't think that after today, after day 5, that you're suddenly going to be a changed person, because however old you are, from being 7 years up to your current age, you have spent those years shoring up that attitude and how you have behaved until now. So 5 days, unless you've had a major and it's just totally gone and changed, 5 days is just the beginning. So it's about continuing with the brilliant work that you've done so far. So I'm going to talk to you today about the law of reflection. And this is a brilliant way for you guys to look at yourselves a little bit differently. But what we're going to do is we're going to look externally today. And I want you to look at someone who you admire. So think of someone who you admire, and they can be a famous person, it could be a relative, it could be someone who had a really massive influence on you when you were growing up, it could be anyone at all. Generally, it's the first person that comes into your head, and I want you to look at that person and think of the qualities that they have. What do you admire about them? What makes you step back and think, wow, about that person? What makes you laugh about that person? What makes you smile about that person? What makes you, if you knew them personally, what made you love them unconditionally? What is it about that person that makes you really, really have that connection? And I want you to write it all down, or record it, or whatever. Record it in somehow, either by voice into a voice mailer, or write it down. Write a letter to that person. So it will be, dear, I just wanted to let you know that I think, I really appreciate about you. I really love about you. I admire it when you, whatever you want to say to that person. And if that person's no longer with you on this earth, or if that person, you can't physically speak to them or anything like that, that does not matter. You are putting it out there, how you feel towards that person, what you admire about them, what you think is amazing about them, what qualities they have that you really, really appreciate. So that's what you're going to be doing today. And the reason you're going to be doing that is because of the law of reflection. And the law of reflection is, it's quite simple, really. you can only see qualities and the bad stuff. You can only see the qualities in people that you admire, the qualities that you love, that you like, that you think, wow, I wish I was a bit like that, when you have that inside you. Because if you didn't have it inside you, you would not be able to identify it. Does that make sense? If you did not have that quality, that gift, that skill inside you, you would not be able to identify it. Just like I was saying the other day about the yellow cars, if you don't put it into your vision, you cannot see it. So if you don't put that quality into you, you cannot see it. And that's why we have different opinions about people. Someone will say, aren't they amazing? And someone else will go, really? So that's what it's about. So that person who you admire, that person who you adore, write them a letter and tell them exactly what qualities it is that you really like about them. It is up to you if you send it. If it's someone who you do know and love personally, then by all means send it. If it's not someone who you know and you can connect with, or perhaps they've passed away, then you've wrote it and you've sent that energy out there. And it is about you recognising that energy. And then once you've wrote it, once you've got to all their qualities, have a look at where you fit those qualities within you. So it might be that you admire their ability to always see the good in someone. And you have got that inside you, and you can bring that up and shore it up. Now, when I'm working with clients personally, we will do this exercise and we'll sort of like say, all right, now it's time for you to pull out your inner Joyce, or whatever they are called, and pull out your inner, I don't know, Martin, and be able to pull their qualities out, because you've got them inside you, so you can recognize that you need to be doing that and bring that out inside of you. So write that letter, look at their qualities, and then reflect it back inside and see where you have those qualities. And if you need to bring them out a little bit more, if you need to look at how you could bring them out a little bit more. I really admire you because you are so patient. In some areas, I need to be a little bit more patient. How can I channel, how can I bring out my inner, whoever it is that's really patient or you admire, and bring that out? Because we all can. Once we've given it ourselves, once we've given our permission to be more patient, to be more joyful, to be more funny, to be more vibrant, to be more confident, then once we've given ourselves permission to look for that inside us and bring it out, we can. Simple as that, we can. So that's task number 2, using the law of reflection to your advantage to see that quality in someone and then bring it back to yourself and bring it out more in yourself. And then your last one, number 3, is ta-da, it's Friday, it's number 5, it's your 5th day on the programme. And look back and celebrate. Get your journal open and write in your journal, I have, and write down what you've learned about yourself this week. What are you proud of? Are you proud that you actually followed the programme in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? A lot of people don't. A lot of people will do number 1, miss a few, skip to 5 and think they've done it. And they haven't, because they've not used those building bricks and worked on it. So what are you proud of yourself about that you've done over the course of the 5 days, over the course of the 5-day programme? What elements have you loved and what have you learned about yourself? Celebrate it. Absolutely celebrate it. When little kids are learning things and all the adults are like, oh yeah, look, they've done that, do it again, and it could be a raspberry, and we celebrate them blowing that raspberry, and then they do it again because they're getting that plaudit. They're doing it for the ta-da. We should do that. We should give ourselves a celebration at every opportunity, and ta-da, we've done it. Ta-da, you've done day 5. What did I learn about myself? I learned that lots of people think I'm very thoughtful. Ta-da! And just work on that. So give yourself loads of ta-da moments. I'd love it if you come up with 3 ta-da moments for every day that you've done. So that's 15 ta-da moments of what you've learned, what you've celebrated, and what you will continue to celebrate about yourself. And then I want a bonus one. I want you to hop across onto the Inspiring Women page. Obviously, there's a link on this email, and tell me personally what your best bit's been about the 5-day courses, about the program, what you found most challenging and why you found it challenging. And then also, what will you take forward? What will you take forward for however long to ensure that you keep this journey going and you keep growing? So I'll just recap on your 3 things to do. Number 1 is your gratitudes. Please keep going with it. Your gratitude and reflection is the foundation of building resilience, getting back to yourself and learning more and more about yourself and being able to see the world in an easier way, being able to step into flow. Gratitude is the foundation of stepping into acceptance and detachment. No doubt about it. It is the foundation of being able to be in flow and ease in your life. Number 2 is your reflection exercise. Who do you admire? What are you going to tell that person in the letter that you write? What are you going to tell that person that you admire about them, that you think is amazing? And really go into detail in that letter that you're sending, that you're writing, that you're keeping in your journal, whatever you do with it. And then use the law of reflection. You admire those elements in that person. Where is it in you? How can you bring more of that to the forefront? And it is in you, I guarantee it, because if you can't see it, you can't relate to it. And then number 3, ta-da! What have you done that's made you so proud about yourself over the course of the 5 days? What have you done during the return to self that you have thought, wow, I'm really pleased with that? Ta-da! Celebrate it and write that down and really do a celebration. Hop across to the Inspiring Women page and then tell me the best bit. Tell me what you found most challenging, and then tell me what you are going to take forward, because I really want to know, and I want to help you guys to move forward and take things forward. So thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you so much for taking part, and thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful. Thank you.